What a lot of people don't know is that the earthly merge is really a scam. The earthly merge is not really real. The earthly merge, it image the spiritual merge. Because when you have a earthly merge, it's basically a business proposition between two people to protect assets, and you need paperwork. But when you have a spiritual merge, it is led by the soul and the spirit. This is why it is such a high divorce rate, because people is not getting married because they are marrying their soulmate or the person that they can't live without. The majority of these people today is getting married because they are codependent, or they need financial stability, or it's for a financial gain. This is why we have such a high divorce rate. But the earthly marriage only image a spiritual marriage. Because if you marry someone spiritually, y'all are going to always be connected because y'all are spiritually connected. That means you have met your soulmate, you have met your life partner, you have met someone that you cannot live without. And you do not need paperwork for that, because spiritually y'all are tethered together. You can marry today with the earthly marriage, and you can be unhappy the next day and get a divorce, and you off to marry in the next. This is why they tell you that it's not really the person that you lay down with is your husband. It's the person that you gave your soul to. It's the person that you have connected solely and spiritually with. It's a person that you have created a soul tie with, someone that you created a soul contract with. That is a real marriage. But when you walk down the aisle, when you get a wedding and you got to go to court and you got to sign paperwork, that is an earthly wedding. It is an earthly marriage. It is not real. This is why married people, they tend to cheat, because they don't find the one that their soul connects to. They find the one that can financially secure their pockets. And usually when a married couple get married, they usually then find the one that they cannot live without. This is why married men, a lot of married men, cheat on their wives, because they didn't marry their soulmate. They marry someone that they can depend on financially. And usually when they do that, then they meet the woman that they can't live without. So a lot of men cheat, and the same thing goes for as women. Women, they marry these men because of financial gain, and then they'll find the man that they really, really want, that they can't live without. And usually at the end of the day, they always fuck themselves, because they have to choose, do I go with my soul and with my spirit? Because my soul and my spirit want this person. I am deeply in love with this person. But if I leave this person, I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose my car. I'm going to lose a lot of things financially, because I gained so much financially with this person, but my heart belongs to that person. So usually they get stuck, and usually, most likely, they choose the person that they financially is with, because they know that if they divorce that person, they're going to lose their assets. So the wedding that we have on earth is a scam. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with your heart. It has nothing to do with your soul. This is the reason why, even though throughout my whole life I've always wanted to get married, now that I understand the difference between a spiritual marriage and an earthly marriage, this is why I'm waiting on someone that my soul connects with, whereas though I feel like I cannot live without. Because if you find your soulmates, the person that was meant to be with you spiritually, no matter what you go through in life, you was always going to feel as though you are in heaven. You are always going to feel like you have something in you that feels connected to the source, because you have met your soul partner. If you marry someone right now and the money dries up, the sex dries up, most likely you're going to cheat, because you are not really with the person that you're supposed to be with. This is why now that I know the true meaning of a spiritual marriage and a earthly marriage, I'm not really impressed about getting married anymore. The ring doesn't faze me. The wedding doesn't faze me. The white dress, all of that shit is just a big show. because an earthly marriage only image a spiritual marriage. Because with a spiritual marriage, there is no paperwork, there is no contract. With the spiritual marriage, you two have agreed spiritually that you are always going to be tethered together, no matter what happens. And when you find someone, when you find your soulmate, the person that you cannot live without, you was never going to cheat on them, because you know that that person is soulfully connected to you, and you have found your soulmate, you have found your life partner. But if you have one of these earthly marriage and y'all only got married because y'all secure with one another, I'm not saying that y'all gonna cheat on one another, but your husband or your wife eyes is always going to linger, because at the end of the day, they wasn't deeply in love with you. They married you because of what they can gain. Now, how many of you watching this video right now can truly say that you have truly married your soulmate, that you have truly married the person that you cannot live without? How many of you can say that? And how many of you can say, well, I can leave today or tomorrow? How many of you can actually say that? This is why I like the song Heaven Can Wait by Michael Jackson, because what Michael Jackson was saying in the song, that he met his soulmate, he met his life partner, he met the person that he cannot live without. So if he had to choose between heaven and being with his soulmate, he'd rather be with his soulmate, because being with his soulmate is like being in heaven. Now, how many of you can say being with your wife, you are in heaven? How many of you can say being with your husband, you are in heaven? The majority of these marriages today, they are only tolerating it because of financial gain. So I am so glad that I was chosen to spiritually wake up, because I could have been married 3 times and I would have been divorced 3 times, because neither one of them men was my soulmate. Matter of fact, I don't even think I found my soulmate yet. I found a couple of guys where I was crazy deeply about them. But when you meet your soulmate is going to know that you are heaven sent. This is probably why they say in the Bible, when you meet a wife, when you get a wife, you have a good thing. Because when you met your soulmate, there's no fucking way that you are going to cheat. Because you know that if you cheat on your soulmate, you are basically cheating on yourself, because you would never find no one like that. So right now, I'm 42 years old, never been married. But at the end of the day, I never met my soulmate either. Y'all have a great day.